Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the tea break. I see we're roughly here with, well, I guess just over half of what we started with. So I don't know if those people are still on it a bit later or not, but we'll see. You are here, and I appreciate that not very much. I guess that you're here means that you appreciate me and what I have to tell as well. So we'll just continue and go on. Um, then, as I said before, I have to scroll a bit. Ah, yeah, this is where I wanted to be. So the recap, which I thought of to be after the tea break. So this is now. So this is second recap, but I guess it just works positively to repeat it more often. The professional field committee, what I meant was external people from the professional field. So not faculty, not admin staff, not any staff of the university, no students, but as well not the people from the Higher Education Commission or auditors or that kind of type of people that are really compliance oriented, but people from the professional fields of a specific field of studies. So connected to the program, advising those study programs and the program teams, of course, the people running the program, designing the program, executing the program, on their links, on their content links to the professional field. So how to use external eyes, so to say, to improve our own quality of our program. The profile of that group aligned with the profile of the program itself, and the tasks diverse. And then we went to what is in it for them, and most of it is standing here as well. And it's basically, well, content, so they can acquire, if that's the word, students or graduates, like have the first pick, so to say, on the interesting students for them, but they can as well meet peers and network, have influence on the content of the higher education, and have like a good name, a good status, both in their own fields, in their profession, in their sector, or more in general in society, by showing their societal responsibility. So that is if you indeed followed all those steps, you have, let me think, 4 out of the 5 boxes filled in. So there's 2 more, as you probably would have seen. And then the first one is who to ask. So the question, and again, there you already get it, of course. Get out your telephone again, go to the wooclub.com code PNQAHE. And here I said where to find candidates. Well, that doesn't need to be in the most literal sense on a geographical space, but how to find them, where, yeah. Well, where to find those people you want that fit the profile and can do the tasks you envisioned for them. I see 4 people are in, but before the break there was some delays, so maybe there's already more of you. I see. Yeah, that's a good, to be in that professional field committee, indeed. Candidates to be in that professional field committee. So those are people working in a professional field, obviously. But even if it's a professional field, maybe you're in a teacher training program, then the professional field is school. Well, but then still the question is how to find the right candidates that you can ask to come into your professional field. So networks, industry. So industry is a bit vague, I would say. I mean, yeah, it's the relevant industry, but where do you go look at that industry? So networks is a nice one. I see high performers, competitors. That's an interesting one. Competitors, LinkedIn, yes. Um, in your own department is well, if we're really talking about teaching training, maybe that's possible because as teacher trainers, you're a teacher yourself as well, so you're your own professional field in a sense. But in general, that does not work because those are in your own department, so they're not external. PNQAHE is mentioned, which I find an interesting one. I realized that I might not know exactly what PNQAHE does. I thought it was the quality assurance, like a network for quality assurance officers, quality assurance cells, and so on. That means that if your program is quality assurance or quality management, or maybe in more general terms, business management, because I would say quality management is a subfield of business management. So if you're in business management, then PNQAHE is a relevant network because there are professionals that work in the quality assurance or quality management sector. But for other fields, it's not, I guess. So again, if you're in engineering program, then PNQAHE people are not relevant for your professional field, right? Um, alumni. Yeah, this is actually getting quite close, so that's a good sign. Wait, did I again turn this off? Yeah. So this is what I prepared. So sectoral professional organizations. So for quality management or quality assurance in higher education, PNQAHE is that. But usually so sectors have like professional organizations, right? Employer associations and so on. So that is one great network to start looking. I'm how I mentioned is role model organizations. Oh yeah, I cannot see the word cloud anymore. But role model organizations. So known names in the field, like big names. So again, for engineering, maybe there's an engineering firm that is like known to be a very good one, or that people look at. So really a role model. So that's an interesting party to reach out to, and see if they would be interested in joining that professional field committee. But as well, association of employees. So not employers, but the employees. And this is slightly dependent on the profile that you want, because if the profile you want is like top leadership, then employees are maybe not super relevant. But if your graduates will be the employees, well, then other employees are the relevant network. So they might, so the association of employees, they might be very well aware of what it is graduates need and what graduates will encounter when they start their jobs. And I think there's another association here. Yeah, well, it was already mentioned, alumni. Individual alumni could work, but maybe an association of alumni is richer, because not only that association can see which individual fits your profile. Scholars, I think that was mentioned as well, well, not by this name, but people who do research in this field. So again, engineering, scholars who do research engineering, or well, any other sector, people who are scholarly invested in this sector. Think tanks are maybe this is probably not happening in every sector, but in some sector you have like NGOs who publish papers on it. So not like hardcore academic researchers, but well, I guess you know NGOs and think tanks. And I as well mentioned regulatory bodies. So for education, here, for instance, the Higher Education Commission would be a regulatory body, but as well for lots of other sectors, there's rules and regulations that you need to respect, and they have regulatory bodies. So those bodies have a great overview of the professional field because they know what's happening, they know the risks, they know what to keep in mind in their profession. So they have a good overview. And that's a type of body. So that's a type of organization that as well might be a very good fit for a professional field committee. And I think, yeah. So then the question is, because this is like organizations, right? And then the question is, which person in that organization or from that organization you want? Because most organizations have a lot of different people, of course, in them. And the individual have a different profile. Now, so you want to think not just like with alumni before, you might know an individual alum, I guess is the singular. But that's just ad hoc, right? You know one person and you like that person. You have a personal connection. But it's nicer to think on, wait, but how do I structurally build a rich connection and with the right profile? So you have to think like, okay, I want an alum, but which of the alumni would be fitting? Which person could give me the type of input that I want? And of course, the type of input is in the tasks and in the profile you just described before. But as well, oh, well, there I go. Profile and tasks. And I think there was, no, yeah. And it is very relevant, that profile and task, because it could be the director of an organization or someone in the policy advisor in that organization. For instance, the first one, the sectoral professional organization. Maybe you want a figurehead, you know, the director or the president of that sectoral organization. That's a figurehead that can be inspiring, that can be maybe in a guest lecture now and then. But if you want someone that's more like looking in the learning outcomes and checking if the external developments are happening there, maybe you want a policy advisor because they're better at that job, right? So you do not always want like the highest and the biggest. You want what fits the best for what you need in that committee. So with that in mind, we go again to put you to work. I hope you're up to it. So the next box, who to ask. So, and here again, the question is which program you have in mind, which you filled in the first box. What is the profile of the professional field committee in the second box? What is the tasks you want to ask that professional field committee to perform? And what's in it for them? And then who could you ask to be fitting in there? And that is now, I'm asking you to fill in that box, and I'll go one slide back so you can have some inspiration. But again, it's not necessarily this list. And the more practical and the more concrete, the better. So if you just copy sectoral organization, that doesn't work. If it's well, for instance, the blood work, then there may be a well, I don't know the sectors. Oh, sorry, I don't know how that works. But like the more concrete, which body would be interesting. And again, if there's any questions, please let me know. The people still writing, so just go ahead. I see as well people on phones. Now, that could mean that you're looking on LinkedIn to who is in a professional body, or Google Scholar to look who is relevant scholars, or maybe you're just updating Instagram, I don't know. Maybe ask ChatGPT. Yeah. But if you have questions, then well, you can ask ChatGPT, of course, but you can as well try to ask me. Although there's a chance that I do not know the professional bodies in your sector for Pakistan, except for if it's on quality assurance in higher education. I think most people are done. Um, I hope this was all clear so far. Is there any questions? None? Well, that's either a very good sign or a very bad sign, but it's hard for me to gauge that. So we'll just go on. Again, if there's later any questions, just feel free to ask me. Uh, so the last part of this workshop and the last part as well on your handout is how to ask. Now, to be honest, I was doubting a bit about this part because what you did so far was all the content for the setup. So with the last part, my idea, and I'm going to share my idea. So you can give me some feedback on what I thought would work or not. The idea was that now you have the whole profile, well, the whole setup, profile, tasks, what's interesting for those people, who are the people, where to find them, and who, well, preferably even the individual. But if you don't know that, that's okay, because you can find that later. On the how to ask, my idea was that you could start writing either on the back of this paper or maybe in an email on your phone, basically a message to those people. And I realize you might need permission, right, from a director, program director, institutional director, or whatever management position, to set up this professional field committee. So, and you might think more on exactly how and what, and if you want to do this at all, of course, and if you want to do this and you get permission, then how exactly to do this. But what I thought was you can start writing an invitation to those people you just identified. So have a short, I mean, I would, maybe this is my personal style, but I would say you do not write a long letter of 3 pages, but you know, but you write a bit on what's the point of what I'm asking. Roughly what type of tasks? Well, but basically what you just read in the handout. What is the professional field committee? Why do we want to have it? What is the type of tasks we'll be asking you for? What's in it for you? Well, yeah, those things, because where you find them is you don't have to tell them because you already found them. And if you have that message, then it's easier and to get the permission because you already have a clear message. You are practicing your message to sell it internally to your manager or director. And if you get the permission to actually reach out to those people. So that was my idea. So this is basically a check. Do you think this is relevant? Because I think it might help you both internally and as well externally. I can imagine you have to think on like how to phrase things, how to say things. But if you build up that message in just 2, maybe 3 paragraphs, then you have your core message. And if you have that core message, you can take that, well, both internally and externally with you and start building this if you indeed want it, or maybe have the discussion internally. So I would invite you to write that message, have that core message about it, and then maybe if that's taking, well, 5 to 10 minutes to have the core set up, then we can either exchange a bit if you feel okay to do that, or we have time for other questions, of course. Yeah. I think most people agree, so I'll give you the time to go try to create and phrase that core message. Sorry? Yeah. Well, if it's the question is it supposed to be a drafted email? I would say yes, but the reason I ask you to do it is that it forces you to voice your message, and whether you use it like as an email to the director or maybe in a meeting. So you have voiced the message, you have a clear message, you know what you're selling. Basically, it's a sales pitch. Yeah.
My name is Sikandar. I'm from Islamic College, Peshawar. I'm asking just, are there any prerequisites for how to ask? I mean, isn't it a simple question from which you are asking from the organizations? Or there are any prerequisites for it?
No, as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, no, there's no prerequisites on how to ask that.
How to ask?
Of course, there's cultural
Yes.
habits, but you know them way better than I do. But it's so, as I said before, it's mainly the idea is that you practice your sales pitch.
Okay. So
And I don't know if you were in sales or did you ever sell something, but if you have a sales pitch, you prepare a sales pitch and you practice it, and then it rolls out kind of automatically, and you know what to say and how to say it, and it helps you in the sales pitch, whether it be to your director or to the actual person you're gonna ask.
Okay, thank you so much.
I see that some people are still writing, which is good, I guess. Because I suspect you're still writing on this. Since you're using pen and paper, I'm pretty sure you're not on TikTok. But maybe you're writing love poems or, I don't know, which could be interesting as well. So I'll give you some more time, couple of minutes, and then we are slowly nearing the end of this workshop.
A couple of announcements here for dear participants. Number one, we have to take a group picture at the end. And second, you will get the e-certificates within a day, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Yes. And I could say as well, on the certificate or e-certificate is my name printed. So you'll be able to find me. So if you have any questions left, reach out to me. That's okay. On the bottom of the handout is as well my email address printed. So that's another way to, if you want to reach me. And I'm still here for well, not just these 10 minutes, but as well the coming 2 days. Then I think we need to go on. There is no time to go through each and every one of you's core messages. If you have questions which you think are relevant for everybody, maybe short question we can do, if that is the case for anyone. And otherwise, I have to double check because we have the setup a bit different. I cannot see my next slide. I'm not 100% sure what my next slide is. I'm going to check that. There we go. Question time. So if there's any questions or comments, are welcome as well. And this would be the moment. Let's use the microphone. That is, oh, yeah, that's the one.
Thank you very much. This professional field committee is altogether a new concept for all of us working in our fields of quality assurance in this country. May I ask you, this professional field committee experts, are they to be paid from our setups, or this is just a voluntary task?
That's a very good question. It's a very good question. Let me think of what the practice in the Netherlands is. I think the practice is to pay, but not their, like what they would make in their profession.
Not as a salary.
So,
not as a salary. It will be a remuneration. Is
yeah,
it like this?
Yeah, exactly. Remuneration. But as well, not at the level that. So if it would, I mean, depending on how much you ask them to do, but usually it's, I guess maybe 1 day per year. So it's not a lot of time. And what they would get is like a half a day, so more or less half a day salary maybe. So it's partially they get some financial reward back, but not the full they invest. So they invest themselves as well. But then again, there's something in it for them as well. They meet interesting peers. They can say, well, all the other things we said.
It would be just like a token of appreciation for them.
Yes, it's mostly that. No. And maybe as well, good to say, I didn't go into that, but on the practical side, what we see in the Netherlands is that often 2 meetings per year, so once per semester, and then and then half a day, maybe with a dinner or something. So for some networking, that is a common practice. Very good practical questions. I didn't get into those practical points. Other practical questions or more conceptual or other? If that is not the case, then I think it is a group photo time. Then I'm trying to look at the photographer, because I guess we have a photographer for that on TikTok. Right, you will take the group picture? Good. I don't know, where should we stand for the... I can turn it back to the very first slide. That is some clicking, but oh, we did a lot. It's a lot of clicking. Yeah, exactly. There. Should we have 2 rows or this work? And thank you, everybody. And as said, you'll have an e-certificate in the mail, I suppose. Oh, WhatsApp. Well, electronically.